FC St. Pauli, a football club based in Hamburg with left-wing ideology and socialist beliefs, making them one of the most unique teams in Germany and world football. A team for the little guys who refuse to betray the core values of what the club is all about by remaining a club that never seem to lose sight of what's most important, the supporters. In a world where commercialism is taking over football, this incredible team continue to gain respect and admiration from all corners of the world for many reasons, including their wonderful approach to negative things that still pollute the beautiful game, such as sexism, homophobia and racism, by remaining a club who are completely anti-discrimination. Whilst they may not currently be a winning team with big economic growth, they'll never lose the support of their loyal fans due to the mutual respect between staff, players and supporters. This is a team for the fans and for everyone, and a club who will never sell out, lose sight of all the principles they stand for and become just like any other team. St. Pauli are nothing short of a wonderful reminder of what the beautiful game used to be all about, and for them, still is. What's going on, guys, and welcome to the first episode of my Road to Glory career mode, and we are starting off, of course, with St. Pauli. Be a bit weird if we didn't now after that long introduction. Yes, welcome to the RTG career mode, guys. I am super excited for this series, and I hope you guys are as well. This is episode number 1, and I also want to say a big thank you to everyone for deciding on this team as well. Over 10,000 of you got involved in the voting and chose St. Pauli for me. It was quite an interesting vote as well. Normally my career mode votes are pretty one-sided. This one was pretty much split very evenly. St. Pauli won with 32% of the votes though. That's why we start with the German side, and I must say I'm super excited for this series, and I hope you guys are as well. And also, if you guys want to see the second episode of the series later on tonight, then get this video to 2,000 likes and I will upload episode number 2 featuring the first game of the domestic season after all the football later on tonight. So there's your challenge, 2,000 likes and I'll upload episode number 2, and we'll start the series off the right way with a double episode upload day. Now, as you can see the objectives on the screen right now with St. Pauli, as you heard me talking about the club there a moment ago, this is going to be a really fun RTG career mode with a team currently in the second tier of German football, and the objectives the game given me won't be the only things we'll be concentrating on as the series goes by as well. As you can see, there are 3 sort of like regulations of the series as well that I'm going to be adhering to as the series goes on. That's letting you guys sign at least 1 player per season for us, prioritizing players that are quick, strong, tall, high stamina, high balance, high agility, basically physically strong players when looking to sign them, and also playing a counter-attack style of football where we look to cross the ball into the box and get it into the box at any opportunity possible as well. Just because I thought this would change up a little bit. You know, sometimes people say that my career modes are a little bit repetitive, so I thought this way what we'll have is 3 regulations that we have to stick by as the series goes on, which hopefully will give the series a little bit more variety and a little bit more of an edge as well. Now, what's St. Pauli's team like as well? Well, I explain what the club is like. What's St. Pauli's team like? It's a 3-star team. They do currently compete in the, oh god, please forgive me for this pronunciation, but is it Zweite Bundesliga? I think it is, which is the second tier of German football. I think it is. It almost certainly isn't. But it is the second tier of German football anyway, and I must say they're a really interesting club because they haven't had that much in the way of top flight experience. Now, several years ago, they were in the Bundesliga, but they were only in it for 1 season. They were instantly relegated back down to the second tier, and it's a club who I'm going to really enjoy this road to glory with, because playing this 3-4-3 style, playing this counter-attacking style, I think it's going to be really fun because we won't have fullbacks on the pitch. We might leak quite a few goals, but I hope we're going to score a lot of goals as well. And the board want us to finish in mid-table in the first season with St. Pauli. We'll scrap that. I'm aiming for promotion straight away with this team. I'm going to be really ambitious, and I do believe we can get promoted in the first season as well, with my gameplay being not the best sometimes when it comes down to scoring goals. I'm hoping that's going to be flipped in this series, and we're going to score a lot of goals with this very attack-minded team. This is going to be a team who, simply put, are very exciting to watch. At least that's my hope anyway. That's how I'll set the team up, and hopefully that will work out in practice. But still, as you can see, there are several players that have their deals up come the end of the year with St. Pauli, as well as 3 players that are currently loaned in right now, including Matthijs. interestingly enough. And yeah, it's a team with a lot of transition needed. You know, let's just say that if the team does want to one day compete with the big boys in the Bundesliga, there's going to need a lot of transition. We're going to have to do a lot of work with this team and make it into a really strong one straight away. So you saw the players that their contracts are coming to the end of the year. I don't think I'm going to give contracts to any of those players right there. I think every single one of those guys is going to get sold in the first transfer window or just let go at the end of the season, including the club captain Gonfa, who's been at the club for several years now. I'm probably going to let him go straight away or at the end of the season, and I might make someone else my captain as well, the right back, who you might have seen in the squad team there, the team setup, who's been at the club since he was a youth player, came through the youth academy, so I might make him my club captain, even though we don't play with fullbacks. But still, we also had a bid here as well, our first transfer offer of the series for our goalkeeper Robin Himmelman. Now he is 27 years old. Burnley wanted him possibly as a deputy to Tom Heaton. Sean Dyche came in, and it came in with a bid of £1.2 million, 100 grand over his valuation. But I was like, listen, Sean, there's no way I'm letting him go for that much. So I asked for £2.5 million, and we would wait and see what Burnley say. Burnley did come back to us, but they wouldn't budge on £1.2 million. And I thought, well, forget that. He's our number one. And right now with St. Pauli, there are 3 goalkeepers here, but the second and third choice goalkeepers both had their deals up coming the end of the year. And as I explained there, they're both going to be let go. So Robin is going nowhere. He will stay as our number one. I wouldn't have been against selling him and looking to bring in a better first choice goalkeeper, but considering the fact that both our backup goalkeepers aren't really the best, and they both had their deals up coming the end of the year and won't be getting given new ones, it would make no sense to sell him right now and gamble not having you know, a good number one in this St. Pauli team to begin with. But regardless, we also got ourselves into a tournament, a preseason tournament to start the series as well. Now, as per usual on my career modes, when we get into the preseason tournaments, we just pick the one with the most prize money and simulate all the games unless we can get to the final. We made it through our group with Mallorca being the only team that beat us in the group stage. They finished top, we finished in second place, and we'll take on Excelsior in the semi-finals of the preseason tournament. But as for new signings with St. Pauli, I did say a moment ago I'll be letting you guys make at least one signing per season for the Buccaneers, and I also said in my transfer targets video, which I uploaded last weekend, I'd let you guys make the first signing of the series. Now, I did say we'd need a centre-back straight away, and I gave you several options to choose between for our first new signing. I let you guys make the choice, and you guys decided we should sign the 16-year-old Matthijs de Ligt of Ajax. Now, the teenager has recently become the youngest ever player to be called up for the national team, and over 41% of you said that we should sign him and make him the first ever signing as part of the new regime here at the Millantor Stadion. So a big thank you to over 4,500 of you guys for getting involved in the poll. You did decide on de Ligt. I was quite surprised at that as well. I thought you'd choose St. Just, another Dutch teenager, because he sort of meets the criteria of being physically strong, as he's very quick and strong as well. But you did decide on de Ligt. Thank you very much to everyone for voting, and that's why he is going to become our first signing of the series. And I think he'll be a great choice as well, because he's surely going to have some unbelievable potential, and I think he'll be an absolutely great player to sort of not exactly build the team around, but build the team up with. You know, I think it'll be a really, really great choice for the long-term project here with St. Pauli. So de Ligt is going to become our first signing. We put in a bid straight away, evaluation bid. As you'll see in just a moment's time, it was rejected as the bid came in for our backup goalkeeper here from Dresden, who we are going to let go, the 33-year-old, as we'll go in search of a new backup goalkeeper in the episodes to come. But Ajax did reject our first bid for the 16-year-old. A bit of a shame, but I think what's going to be quite interesting about this series as well is that every single player we sign is going to be a new player. Now, I sort of made this rule last night whilst I was thinking about how I want to take this project forward, and what I've decided is that every single player we sign with St. Pauli is going to be a player I've never used before in a career mode on YouTube. As I said at the start of the episode, sometimes people do say my career modes can be a little bit repetitive and a bit samey to other careers I've done. The reason why this one will be completely different is because of those rules and regulations, and also every single player I look to sign will be a player I've never used before in a career mode on YouTube. I've never had de Ligt before, so that'll be my first time using him. But every single player we sign throughout the entire series will be a player I've had no prior experience with on a career mode on YouTube. So it should be really fun for that as well, you know, playing with unknown players for me and players who I have no experience with. And it also limits my options as well. I've used a lot of high potential potential players with really good overalls as well. But because of that rule, which I've just made up last night, it means that also every single player I sign, you know, I would not have used on a career mode on YouTube, and that should make things different and hopefully pretty interesting for you guys as well. Still, we did make it into our preseason tournament final. We beat Excelsior on penalties 5-4, and we would take on, I think their name was Termalika or something like that, which is a Polish club, as I had to Google. And I must say, this was probably going to be the most unique preseason tournament of all time. St. Pauli against Termalika. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting final. I'm surprised they filled the stadium for this one. But regardless, I was looking forward to seeing how I get on my first game with the German team. Of course, playing at 3-4-3, I made a couple of changes due to fitness reasons, but this was the style of play I was going to be doing anyway, and the formation I would have. Really quick attacks with very quick counters as well. And straight away in this game, just 60 minutes in, my debut managing the club, that's exactly what we looked to do. We played a long through ball, searching down that left-hand side to find our Polish winger Sobota, who cut inside onto his right foot and cannoned the ball into the bottom corner. And as soon as that ball hit the back of the net, I thought to myself, that's exactly what you guys can expect throughout the entire series. We quickly launched a through ball from inside our own half, down that wing, then cut inside, let fly, and found the back of the net as well. That's exactly what we'll be doing throughout the entire series. And that goal sort of epitomised the play style I'll be using with St. Pauli. Really quick attacks, spreading the ball out wide, and then either cutting inside or crossing the ball in. That's what we'll be looking to do, and I thought that was a really, really lovely assist to go along with a nice finish as well. So we led the preseason final very early on. In the 32nd minute, the Polish side had their first attack of the game in a first half where really there wasn't really too much going on other than the goal we had scored. But from the goal kick, we passed out from the back though, and once again got the ball forward as quickly as we could and got towards the edge of the Termalika penalty area. Sahin cut inside from the right hand side before finding Dali here, who on the turn played out wide towards our goal scorer Sobota. He took his time before playing it through towards our number 10. He got himself some space, went for goal, and found the back of the net as well to make it St. Pauli 2, Termalika 0. So already we led by 2 in this game. Sobota had a goal and an assist, and we doubled our advantage 8 minutes before the break, as we already looked as though we were on course for our first piece of silverware, non-competitively of course, but a great display in the final regardless. We were already up by 2, and Sobota was looking a real handful in the first half as well. Every good thing we were doing, he was at the heart of. Lovely through ball there, and a great finish by Christopher Butchman to make it 2-0 to St. Pauli. And when you see the stats at halftime as well, you can see we were losing the possession battle. We won't really be too worried about that though as the series goes on. It's all well and good having the ball and playing neat and tidy football, passing the ball around the back, but of course we'll be looking to try and get goals, you know, simple as that. Sometimes I can really struggle to break down the CPU and to break down the AI and get lots of chances, but hopefully in this series we won't have that problem, because we'll just be attacking at will, looking to score goals, and everything was going according to plan in this preseason tournament, because just 3 minutes after the restart we made it 3-0 to St. Pauli, and what a lovely goal this was. We didn't surrender the ball once from kickoff, worked our way forward. Rhino Miyaichi, once of Arsenal, with a lovely little hockey assist if you will there, lovely little flare pass, and a great knockoff by Sobota once again into Buhaduz, our striker, the Moroccan, and the 29-year-old made it St. Pauli 3, Termalika 0. We could have made it 4-0 as well in stoppage time. We really were bringing out the tricks in the second half, just passing the ball around and making fools of the Polish club. It was a nice little ball inside by Butchman towards Buhaduz, looking for his brace. He did find the back of the net, but the goal was disallowed for offside, and correctly so. But it was how the game would finish. St. Pauli 3, Termalika 0, and we won the pre-season tournament. It was just a really routine game as well. Going into it, I was thinking, this could be quite challenging, you know, my first game in charge of the Germans. I may well struggle. I don't know much about the opponents, but they've got to the final for a reason. You know, this could be quite tough, but in the end, it was just a walk to the trophy. Do you know what I mean? It was a really, really quick stroll, a very easy one at that, and we won the game by 3-0. But that is the type of game which hopefully we'll have many more with St. Pauli. Really, really attack-minded approach, lots of chances, and most importantly, a few goals getting scored as well. So start as you mean to go on. We win the pre-season tournament, and hopefully this is a sign we'll see throughout the entire series. Not just a pre-season tournament, but lots of other competitive ones as well. I want to turn St. Pauli into a winning team, and I do believe that with this team, it's going to be a challenge. It is a road to glory, but I'm sure as time goes on, we can can become one of the strongest sides in Germany and in Europe as well. It's going to be a long project. It's going to be a lot of progression, a ton of development, lots of young players coming in and getting turned into future beasts. If that sounds like your career mode, then definitely stick around and click the subscribe button if you are new. But I really am excited for this one. You know, this should be an awful lot of fun. And I think, again, using players I've never used before makes it a team which is going to be a side I've had no experience with whatsoever, and a team in general which I think is going to be really, really fun to manage and watch develop as the seasons go by in this Road to Glory career mode. So success straight away, winning the preseason tournament, and again, a pretty easy victory for us, but still a fun game to play in and the first one of the series. And to end the episode, as you'll see as well, we come back and deal with the Matthijs the Ligt situation. Ajax, of course, rejecting our initial bid for the centre-back. They also rejected our second one as well, as you'll see in just a moment's time. They weren't happy with £2.25 million, so I said, okay, fair enough, I will give you even more money. They wanted £3.1 million, but I was like, listen, he's 16 years old, alright, I'm not throwing that much money at the kid right now, but I will give you, I think it was £2.5 million, which was 600 grand less than what they want, and also 600 grand over what his valuation was. We're sort of meeting in the middle, really. £2.5 million. I thought we'd wait and see what they say, and as you'll see in just a moment's time, Ajax came back to us and said that was totally fine. To be honest, even if they wouldn't budge on £3.1 million, I still would have signed him for that amount of money, because obviously it was the signing that you guys wanted me to make, and I'm always going to honour that as well. Every single time you make the signing for me, I'll never ever dismiss that. I'll always make the signing for you, as I want you guys to be as involved in this series as possible. We offer the youngster a contract, as you'll see. We give him important first team player status. He's only sporadic first team player at the Amsterdam Arena, but here he's going to be an important first team player thrown straight in the first 11 as part of that back three, and I really hope he'll help us keep a lot of clean sheets as part of this defense and be a great player to watch as the years go by and we build a team up alongside him. So the Ligt is the first signing as part of the regime, and I think the centre back's going to be a great choice, and thank you to everyone for voting for me to sign him first. But that will end the first episode of the Road to Glory career mode, guys, so a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the first episode, then please do consider leaving a like, and don't forget 2,000 likes and I will upload the second episode of our Road to Glory career mode later on tonight after all the football, featuring our first league game with St. Pauli away against possible promotion rivals Stuttgart at the Mercedes-Benz Arena. So thank you for watching. 2,000 likes for the second episode of our Road to Glory career mode, and hopefully I'll see you for that one later on tonight.